Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you an overview and review of Mythic Mischiefs. This is a game, an asymmetric game, where you are playing students trying to get the other students, your opponents, caught by the Tomb Keeper. And when that happens, your scoring goes up on the board, and in the end, the person with the most score wins. And the game is in a way, kind of like chess because it's very strategic. You're constantly maneuvering your team on the board to keep them out of the path of the Tomb Keeper, while also trying to manipulate and move your opponents into the path of the Tomb Keeper. And you take an entire turn moving your students, plus you do the Tomb Keeper phase, moving him to his destination, depending on what it says on the before lunch or the after lunch card. And whoever is in his path, either your team or the other team, will get busted, and they have to start over in another spot on the next round. So, but they're taken off the board at that time, and the opposing team gets the points for them getting busted by the Tomb Keeper. And the before lunch and after lunch cards, there's quite a few of each of them, tell you where your students enter back onto the board, and they show where basically his destinations are, the 1, 2, and 3 third location. So you're going to be basically playing a total of 6 rounds each. And so the Tomb Keeper takes the shortest path to whichever destination. Like the first one obviously is 1. So in this instance, it would be 1, 2, 3.
These counts as 2, you remember?
Oh yeah, but either way, he has to go across that because of the bookshelf. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. He could go either way. Whoever's turn it is gets to determine which way he goes. That's the shortest path. If there's multiple ones, they get to choose which one. So if I was on the red team, of course I'm going to choose this way because he would catch this student. They would go off the board, and I would get a point for that. So it's a kind of a cat and mouse type game where you're trying to avoid being in that path of the Tomb Keeper. You're manipulating those through, you have variable powers. There's several different types of students. There's the ghost, witches.
And each one the first move is move. Every team pretty much has the same first move.
Vampires, Frankenstein, zombies, wizards, witches, ghosts, and there might be another one.
And the same, the strike. So pretty much the only difference would be these 2 and this one.
Right. Your legendary and your after lunch special would be different.
And your possesses, or this one, these 2 right here.
Yeah, mine's enchant and manifest.
Mine's possesses and animate.
Right, but all of them have move and distract. And then in the book, it covers what each of your powers do. And you use your movement dice here, or action dice, whatever you want to call them. They go on the little dots on your board. And you just make sure they match the number that's on top of that. That's how many moves you have. So I start out with 3 moves. Anthony starts out with more moves. And
7.
He's going second. So he got to upgrade. He got to put a tomb down or cube. And he could put it anywhere he wants in the farthest left column. And that means he got to move his dice over. And the move one is the most optimal one to do in the beginning. So he got to upgrade his dice to the next number because they moved over. And you're going to be using these points each round. And then you're going to be moving your team around. If you do land on spaces with your cubes, you get to collect those, put it on your board to add to your board at the end of your turn, which means you'll get to do just that, upgrade one of the slots. Then you're going to move the Tomb Keeper to his next destination. Hopefully you get some points. Then you reset your board. That's when you move all your dice over to the farthest left. So this one would go over, and that means that it would change to a 0. So whatever the number is on the top when they move left, that's another reason why you want to upgrade these columns with those cubes, because it prevents your dice from having to keep going left. You can't use your after lunch special until you're on the after lunch. So rounds 4, 5, and 6, you're able to use that power. And it's just a constant back and forth, very strategic. It's basically all strategy that you're trying to get the most points in the end. Did I miss anything?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that was a very brief overview, but the game developer, they're really good at doing excellent videos on their games. And they did an awesome video that we watched before we even played and they went over each character, each whatever, witches, ghosts, they went over all of them.
And all their variable powers.
Yeah, it was a very good video. So you should definitely watch that before you play this game, because it really helps a lot. But they do excellent videos on all their games. So did I miss anything?
No.
Okay. So what did you think about it?
I think it's a really cool game. As a background, my first game that I ever played was chess, and I was in chess tournaments. I really enjoyed this. And I like the variable powers because a lot of times, you'll be able to jump over I forget what these called, bookshelves, and then there's also a line of sight where you'll be able to tell a character to move a certain amount of spaces, or possession where you can possess them and you can tell them to go a certain direction. Or there's also portals where witches, I think it was the witches, mm-hmm. where you'll be able to put them in different parts of the locations, and then you'll be able to teleport, so you'll have more range. Then there's so many different types of powers and abilities that you'll be able to utilize in all the different teams. So I really like this game. I think the design illustration is phenomenal. The theming works very well with the game. And also the player abilities are different in itself, that you can just keep playing different teams, and you'll be able to find the one that best suits your gaming style. But just a phenomenal game. I really enjoyed it. So I'm giving it 8 out of 10. I think that this is a game that might actually go up as we play more and more and learn more about each individual teams. And so, but highly recommend. I think that this is definitely a game that you're going to get a lot of plays in your house.
I will say we played a 3-player game with Quentin, because they're really cool. They actually sent this game to all of the game channels and probably reviewers and bloggers that have kids.
Yeah, they sent it
for Christmas. That was a really nice surprise that they did that. Very, very generous.
Yeah.
So they sent this for him for us to play, and we played it with the 3 players. And I will say it's better as a 2-player game, because 3 players, it was Quentin and I against Anthony. You played 2 against 1, and it wasn't quite as fun, because it just, I don't know, you playing as a team, it was just different, because we had less characters out than, we were able to use 2 of our characters each. Anthony was able to use all of his characters. So I don't know, it was just kind of took away from it. I would suggest playing 2-player or the 4-player where it's 2 on 2 teams and be more even. But it's definitely, it has a lot to it in a good way. Not a lot to it to comprehend, a lot to it as far as strategy. And like he said, the different teams, or whatever you would call it, factions, I went blank, have totally different abilities, all of them. I mean, there are the core ones that they all have, but their individual abilities are pretty cool that they have. Like the ghosts have a lot, they can go through bookshelves and things. The witches, like you said, have the portals. So they can possess, I think they're the ones, is yours the possession?
No, the vampire.
The vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one could pull people towards it. So it was, they just all have such different things, and there's so many of these before and after lunch cards. So the destination of the Tomb Keepers changes a lot. So it is a very well made game. Really cool components and just unique. I think it's unique.
Yeah.
And
we've never played anything like this. I mean, we played other asymmetric games, but this one seems to have a better flow to it.
yeah. So I would definitely recommend checking this out. If you like strategy games, this would be a great game for you to check out.
What would you rate it?
I would give this an 8.
Yeah.
For sure. And it like he said, it may be higher once we play it more. We haven't had the opportunity to play it that many times, so I think as we play it more, it would definitely be higher for us and trying out all the different factions and playing it as a 2-player game, just many different variables that would definitely raise it more. But it's a great game, a solid game with great components. And like I said, their video, you don't even really need to read the book if you watch their video, other than just to maybe reference it for the setup and of your player abilities, really. Because and they have really good player aid cards that go over the phases. So it's definitely a top-notch game. So, did you have anything else you wanted to say? So we will put the link in the description if you want to check this out for yourself. I would highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And so if you like this video, please give us a like. Feel free to leave a comment. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.